Meanwhile, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission says it will prosecute the top management of Kenya Pipeline Company over the loss of billions of shillings at the firm. EACC CEO Waqo says the pipeline management conspired with the suppliers of hydrant pit valves to defraud the company by inflating prices by more than 1,010%, believe it or not. Sam Ogina now joins us with details, with more on this. He's been following this matter quite closely. Sam, sometimes, obviously, when a lot of proceedings take place at the same time, one can get a bit confused over what are new revelations and what was previously known. Kindly help us to differentiate the two, especially because there have been a lot of allegations in regards to Kenya Pipeline.
Well, of course, we're here today. It was the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission appearing before the Energy Committee that has been investigating this matter. And of course, what the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission today was alleging a conspiracy between staffers at the Kenya Pipeline Company and suppliers of the hydrant pit valves, the equipment that are being used to refuel aircrafts at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. What EACC is essentially saying is, after the KPC Tender Committee actually recommended for a direct procurement of the hydrant pit valves, what officials of the tender committee proceeded to do is they forwarded two tender documents to two different companies, and this is where now the scheme was hatched, whereby a company by the name of Allied Supplies based in Canada was actually contacted. Actually, what EACC says, after the tender committee, that is the Kenya Pipeline Tender Committee, issued a direct tender, said that the Kenya Pipeline Company actually sources these hydrant pit valves directly from the manufacturer, which is Claval in the United States. The officials of the tender committee proceeded to open channels of communications, back channels, whereby they instructed the Canadian firm to contact the US company and apply for being their agent. And this is where now the scheme was hatched, of course, saying that that letter that was forwarded to the Kenya Pipeline Company by Claval, instructing the Kenya Pipeline Company that they've appointed Allied company to be their agent, was actually a forgery, and thereby that the scheme was hatched. And of course, what transpired is obtaining these hydrant pit valves at prices that have been inflated. And of course, what the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission was submitting is that the market price for these hydrant pit valves, 60 of them, was actually capped at 72 million shillings currently. But what the Kenya Pipeline Company actually went ahead to buy them at was over 600 million shillings for that matter. And of course, EACC saying that Kenya actually lost over 600 million shillings in that particular purchase or in that particular contract. And what they will be doing is recommending for, of course, criminal proceedings for those individuals that were involved in this particular purchase, but as well as recover monies lost in this tender. Given that already the supplier who supplied this particular pit valves was already paid over 200 million shillings. Actually, to be precise, it was 247 million shillings. And that, when you juxtapose with the 72 million shillings, that it means there's a surplus of over 150 million shillings for that matter. And thereby EACC saying that they will actually push for the recovery of the excess amounts, and as well, given that Aerodynamics, who supplied this equipment as the local agents in the country, have a pending bill of nearly 400 million shillings from the cumulative 647 million shillings that the tender was, so that currently Aerodynamics is actually asking, or has actually sued Kenya Pipeline Company for the pending bill of over 400 million shillings. EACC says they are not going to instruct KPC to pay this particular amount because it was way over and above what the market price is of 72 million shillings, and as such saying that the country was overcharged 1,100% in that particular transaction. Waihiga?
Indeed, Sam Ogina, what damning revelations, bearing in mind Kenya Pipeline's management recently told the public and various committees that no corruption took place under their watch, that everything has been above board, and for EACC to come and then say this morning, you know, really stay on top of that story for us, Sam Ogina, because it seems that that's not the end in terms of revelations. and we now wait to see how EACC will move this matter forward.